But I really am grateful for both Brian Hill and Jack McDougall for their leadership on our two advisory groups. And so what I'm going to do is kick it over to Jack McDougall first, and then we'll double check and make sure that we've got Brian Hill, who was unable to be here in person but is joining us virtually, who will join in just a little bit. But Mr. McDougall, let me turn to you.
Great, thanks. And on behalf of the business community, it's always great to be ahead of schedule. So good afternoon, co-chairs Allen and Smedberg, members of the task force, regional partners. I want to thank you for your leadership and for the work that has been done throughout this process. I also want to thank my fellow advisory committee chair, Brian Hill, and the members of both advisory committees, along with Clark Mercer and his team at COG, especially Conti and Monica, for guiding this effort. And thank you as well to Nick Donahue for his thoughtful leadership, technical expertise, and steady facilitation. I also especially want to thank and recognize WMATA General Manager Randy Clark, his leadership team, especially Tom Webster, for their responsiveness and the significant progress that they have delivered. As we discussed earlier, being named APTA's Transit Agency of the Year reflects real improvement in safety, reliability, and customer experience. Without that progress, we would be having a very different conversation today. I'm Jack McDougall. I'm President and CEO of the Greater Washington Board of Trade. It's been a privilege to chair the Community Partners Advisory Group. Our committee brought together business, labor, community advocates, and nonprofit leaders. We debated really tough issues, and while we didn't agree on every priority, we reached meaningful consensus around the need for integrated, reliable, and sustainably funded transit across the region. This work is especially urgent as the federal government restructures and disruptive technologies accelerate. Our region must be able to compete for talent, investment, and innovation in a rapidly changing economy. If we can't move people, we can't move opportunity. That's why the recommendations before you matter. They provide $460 million per year in new bondable capital, growing at 3% annually, to keep Metro safe, modern, and efficient. Securing durable, dedicated capital funding is something this region has struggled to achieve for decades, and reaching consensus on this framework is a milestone worth celebrating. The recommendations also set a path to align our 14 transit providers into a seamless regional network. As Nick was mentioning, fair policy, service guidelines, training, and priority investments. That's how we move from a collection of systems to a coordinated platform that supports riders and drives economic growth. We've heard thoughtful feedback urging us to go further. Continued work on exploring dedicated operating funding, stronger bus priority implementation, accountability delivery, workforce transition strategies, and regional studies of tools such as congestion pricing and land value capture are very important next phase conversations. But we must act now. The upcoming legislative sessions present a narrow window to secure long-term stability. If we allow the perfect to become the enemy of the good, we risk losing momentum, weakening public confidence, and slowing economic growth. Not supporting these recommendations would take us a step backwards and push us farther from the work that many of us want to pursue next. From the business community's perspective, this is about competitiveness and quality of life. Metro and our local transit systems support over $25 billion in annual economic activity, connect nearly 1 million trips daily, and underpin our ability to attract and retain talent and capital. Failing to act would cost far more in congestion, lost productivity, and diminished trust in our region's future. This plan is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning, and we strongly support continuing a community advisory body as COG leads the next phase with clear milestones, transparent reporting, and regional accountability. Greater Washington has the assets, the talent, and the vision, and now we need the resolve. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McDougall.